Welcome to the Mindful Glow podcast. Learning mindfully how to heal. The journey's never perfect. Hola, amigas. Welcome to the Mindful Glow podcast. If you are new here, my name is Kira Ortiz. This is a podcast about my journey with all things self-growth, self-care, and healing. And this week's episode is going to be all about situationships and my advice on them and things that I have taken away from them personally that have been life lessons for me. And so, yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to do is define what a situationship is. At this point, I feel like they've become so normalized that everyone knows what they are unless you've literally been living under a rock. But a situationship is a romantic relationship that is and remains undefined. And yeah, so like I said, it has just become way too normalized in society. I remember maybe about a few months back, I was hanging out with a few friends and there was a couple talking to this guy and they were just having a normal conversation and the guy was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep her as like a situationship. I don't want anything serious, just, to hang out. And it kind of took me back. I was like, oh my gosh, like people really do think like this. Like men really do think like this. And it's insane because in my head, I am so used to like wanting a relationship and a divine union and just someone that I can call my partner in life that it was very, very odd to me to see that. And not to say that I haven't been in a situationship. I definitely have, but I just never thought about it in that way. And so most of the time, these situationships are very disempowering for the women. I feel like even in my experiences with these situationships, I was very disempowered, not only emotionally, but physically. I would give these men my time, my energy, my space, my car, my body. And it's, they're getting a free trial to how it would be to be in a relationship with you. But, a trial has an expiration date. Eventually you're going to start paying, and that payment is the commitment. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to the person that is putting in all of their time, energy, space, and it's not fair to not get that commitment because I have never heard of a 90-day trial or a 180-day trial. Like that is not normal. You're going to be giving these wifey roles to a man, but he's not even having to commit to you. And what are the excuses? A lot of the time it's that he's not ready or it's not the right time or he's not in the right place. And in my opinion, it's like, okay, when are you going to be ready? When is it the right time? Where's the place? Like, where's the place that you need to be in? Personally, I think that any man will be ready for the right woman. I believe that if a man truly wants to be with you, then he's going to put in that time to work on himself in order to get where he wants to be in order to have you, right? Like that's what a high value man will do for you. But at the exact same time, we have to be an high value woman. We have to treat ourselves with that respect. We have to make sure that we have standards when it comes to these men. And when there is a will, there's a way. If a man truly wants to be with you, truly wants to commit to you, truly wants you to be his woman, he will find a way. He will find a way. Personally, for me, what I typically do is a 3-month rule. I actually found out about this kind of through TikTok, and it pretty much means that if he is showing effort for those 3 months, that he's actually serious about you and he actually cares. And in my opinion, you can't really fake who you are for those 3 months, when you're kind of getting to know someone. It's hard to fake being someone else and act like put on a persona for 3 months because eventually you're going to figure out who that person is. And if you like this individual and you realize that you do want something more serious, then definitely move forward with the relationship. Let him know that that's what you're wanting and that's what you're looking for. But at the same time, don't beg for a relationship either, right? So if he is iffy on it and he is not willing to commit to you, then know your worth and walk away. Because if you are not willing to walk away, he knows that you are willing to settle for anything less than a relationship, right? And that is not what a high value woman does. Whatever is meant for you will come to you as long as you decline what isn't for you. I know that is kind of a tongue twister and can be confusing for some people, right? But in my opinion, right, whatever is meant for us will find us as long as we are willing to say no to the things that are not for us. Because people in life do settle, and there are a lot of unhappy people that aren't happy with their lives because they accept everything, they accept anyone and everything, and they settle. But you have to be stronger than that. Sometimes this can happen from a fear of being alone or insecurity, or, even you can just be attached to that person, and that's okay. I will probably be putting out a podcast on just how to be alone and be okay, and, realize that it's a beautiful time in your life when you're alone, and you're very, very emotionally stable when you're alone. Personally, for me, that's just how I was. So I'll kind of be speaking from my experience, obviously, but yeah, so it can just be from insecurity too. It can be that, you feel like you can't find better or that you won't. And that's not true at all. There's definitely someone out there for everyone. And yeah, one way that I kind of just stopped settling altogether was raising my standards. And once I did this, I started attracting the men that I really wanted. Once I stopped accepting men liking other girls' pictures while we were dating, it really raised the bar, and I started attracting more high quality men. And I'm not just speaking from that, liking other girls' pictures. I mean jobs, I mean a car, I mean drive, motivation, all of that. I kid you not, I had a list on my phone, and I was like, I want this. And if he does not check off all of these boxes, then he's not for me. And I'm not willing to accept that. And I set boundaries, and I was willing to leave if he did not check off all of these boxes. So once you do that, you really just kind of stop settling, and I'll go more into depth, obviously, in another episode about this as well. I actually think that is supposed to be my next episode, is just kind of raising your standards with men. And yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode about my advice on situationships from my experience. And make sure you look out for that episode, because it will be next, all about just raising your standards and how to start dating high quality men. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to my podcast, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.